to see a dog that's been abused become the loving animal that they're meant to be. It's a miracle happening in front of my eyes.
Raven is probably the hardest adoption I ever did. The hardest to let go. And she's a sweet girl. It took me a long time to find the perfect home for her, but I did. Lake Haven is an all-breed rescue. We rescue a lot of animals that nobody else will touch because of the expense. I'll spend any amount of money that I have on any animal that I take in, so long as it's a friendly animal and I've got an adoptable animal in the end. I'm a private shelter, which means I can pick and choose what I take in. It's because we're selective that I don't have to euthanize. The only time we ever euthanize is if there's a case where we just can't salvage the animal. That doesn't happen very often.
They provide animals with loving homes. I mean, they are very selective in where their animals go. Overall, just giving these animals a chance that a lot of people don't, you know, and taking them off the street, so to speak, and yeah, giving them a life.
We take our time in placing our animals. For people who are patient, they're going to get the dog or the cat that we feel is best for them and is going to do the best in their home. We try to make sure that the right animal falls into the right hands.
I think what sets Lake Haven apart is the interview process we put people through to make sure that they really are qualified. That ensures that our animals go to good places.
Come on, show her your smile. With Lake Haven, we bring them home and we keep them in our home and we treat them like our own until they're adopted. And I run it through Cheryl, of course, but I get to choose who the families are, where my puppies go, and I stay in touch with all of them. So I get pictures and videos all the time of my former fosters, which I love. I hate to not know where they were. There's a lot of rescues that probably don't do it that way, but Cheryl definitely appreciates input from her fosters.
When you've seen the cat go to, or dog, go to the perfect home, that's what it's all about.
I think Lake Haven is very successful because of all the people that we have. We have a whole lot of people that are volunteers, and everybody works together and does their best.
They are compassionate, giving, and wonderful. I have to thank my vets. I can't fix a broken leg, and so I can't take them in unless I have a veterinarian who's willing to fix them.
My name is Dr. Marie Brooker, and I'm a veterinarian at Fremont Animal Hospital. Our hospital is the veterinary practice that is in charge of Lake Haven. It was a fun process with Cheryl personally to win over her heart to say, hey, I literally will go to the ends of the earth for these animals. There isn't anything that I won't do or try for them. And so that developed into a really strong relationship with being able to do much more medical things with the animals, because I pretty much got to Cheryl and said, hey, if you want to try it, I will try it. I will try to help and save anything that you possibly can bring to me. I did my first hemimastectomy, and that dog went on to a home and lived for a while very happy as an older dog. Cancer-free for about a year, and lived and ate and happy and ran around, and it was something that that dog would have died very shortly afterwards.
When we're chosen for grants, I like to think it's because, number one, we're credible, we're financially stable, and we're doing really wonderful things with the money, and I think that a lot of people really appreciate that.
The number of intakes at the county shelters have been going down through our low-cost spay-neuter programs and other things we do to encourage people to get their dogs spayed and neutered. And every dog that goes out, or cat, is spayed and neutered as part of being a licensed 501(c) shelter.
We not only are in charge of spaying and neutering all of our own animals that we take in, but we also spay and neuter animals for the public, for people that just don't have the funds or maybe the resources to do that.
We've been #1 in the state for adoptions at least 3 times. And this year, we're setting a record already for the most adoptions, and we still have a month to go.
As far as where we go from here, my hope is that we can keep this whole operation going if something were to ever happen to me. I already know that it's going to continue in some form, and that there's a spay-neuter program in this county that would continue to run whether I was running it or not. But there are some other programs I'd like to see continue as well.
Carmichael, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Come on.
They have already been cruelly treated. They've already been neglected. And I don't ever want that to happen to them ever again. So therefore, I'm not in the business here to try to please people. I'm not trying to meet deadlines. I'm just trying to make a difference in the lives of the animals themselves.